it's another installment of Stallone Month, moving to the noughties. In the late 90s, Stallone had something of a career reinvention and became a serious actor again thanks to a movie called Copland. Yes, I may have spent a month slagging off Stallone, but let's not forget that he isn't untalented. He won Oscars for Rocky, and he wrote that movie. It's more that he just has a penchant for picking really, really bad scripts. Get Carter was his first live-action movie after Copland. This 2000 version of Get Carter is a remake of the 1971 movie of the same name, starring Sir Michael Caine, thank you sir, and was the very definition of British cool. It was also not the first time that Get Carter has been remade, having had a blaxploitation version just a year after its release called Hitman. This 2000 version keeps several main elements of the plot, but is a looser adaptation. On the face of it, the change in casting from Caine to Stallone may seem like a really bad choice, but let's not forget that Stallone had Copland under his belt, and Rocky, so he is an accomplished dramatic actor. The problem is, they wanted to make an action movie, and that's where things really start going wrong. The film is made by production company Franchise Pictures. Who are they? They're the guys who made Battlefield Earth and went bankrupt after a string of flops, including this one. Already the film shows it's trying to be tough with this caption that flashes on screen. Unfortunately, the movie gets the meaning of that quotation muddled as it goes along. So we first see Jack Carter chasing a guy in Vegas.
Hello, Mr. Davis. My name is Jack Carter, and you don't want to know me.
A line like that would have sounded menacing coming out of Caine's mouth, but Stallone's take seems too friendly, and that encapsulates the problems with the whole film. Carter, whose brother seemingly died in a car crash, believes that it might have been a murder and wants to investigate, but Dr. Cox disagrees.
I'm like a broken freaking record, for God's sake. If you don't take care of business, the business will take care of you. The business will take care of you. The business will take care of you.
God, you're annoying me, and we're not even into the opening credits yet. And the super stylized tone is literally reflected in the opening credits as Carter takes the train to Seattle. The original Get Carter didn't need flashy editing tricks to show it was tough and gritty. It was tough and gritty. Here it looks like a fake Hollywood sheen. But at least the original theme is playing over the credits. Oh good, a techno remix. I forgot we were in the early noughties. Glad to see the music is as faux tough as the visuals. Carter attends his brother's funeral. Let's take time out from the movie's leaden first act to talk about Stallone's goatee. I know you're meant to be playing a tough character, but who the hell told you a goatee would be the best way to put that across? It actually becomes quite distracting as you keep noticing it incubating on Stallone's face. Oh, and I'll mention it now to spare confusion because all it does is muddle the already quite complicated plot. Carter's boss in Vegas, Fletcher, whose face we never see for some reason, is angry because he didn't want Carter to go to Seattle. There's also something to do with the fact that Carter is having an affair with Fletcher's wife. This plot point was also in the original, with Brett Eklund having a memorable moment of phone sex with Caine's Carter. Unfortunately, this B-plot has more screen time in the remake, even though it delays and distracts from the main plot. But more on that later. Carter goes to see his brother's wife, Gloria, played by Miranda Richardson, a character new to the remake.
I can't believe you guys kept this cat. Richie and I, we used to hide stuff from our mom underneath all the cookies. I'm pretty sure she knew, but I don't think she really cared.
Plot point. Carter goes to see his brother's boss, Brumby, played by...
Can you hold on a second? Can I help you with something?
Oh, Michael, really? Really? I know you're paying tribute to the original, but all you're doing is making me think how much of a better job you did the first time around. Not to mention the fact that Caine acts Stallone off the screen.
Listen, I don't like hard cases coming in here and talking to me like I know something. If there's someone out there putting out something about me, then I want to know who the hell it is. And when I know what it is and who's been saying it, I might just take the matter up with you, Jack. Mightn't I?
You're a big man, but you're out of shape with me. It's a full-time job, so please, sit down.
Oh, Stallone just mangled one of the most iconic lines from the first movie.
Bloody well tell me who sent you. You're a big man, but you're in bad shape. With me, it's a full-time job. Now behave yourself.
In the original, combined with Caine's subsequent beatdown, it shows the brute force of Carter. In the remake, it's a homage that's been divorced of all meaning. Brumby tells Carter that his brother was having an affair with Geraldine, played by Rhoda Mitra, who attended the funeral earlier, but she's also hanging out with an old enemy of Carter's, Cyrus, played by Expendables co-star Mickey Rourke, who runs a porn website and might as well have a neon sign that says "bad guy" flashing above him.
Come on, let me see your eyes.
Whatever turns you on, Jack. Still pretty?
Yeah, like cat piss in the snow.
And it's my lucky day because here's another butchered homage.
Do you know, I had almost forgotten what your eyes look like. They're still the same. Piss holes in the snow.
Why on earth did they change it to cat piss in the remake? It sounds stupid. One brief fight scene later and Carter follows Cyrus in his car. This leads into a country club and a computer whiz called Jeremy Kinnear, played by Alan Cumming, who is so obviously based on Bill Gates in the remake.
I think we got a mutual acquaintance, Jeremy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cyrus Pace. What's the connection, Jeremy? I don't see it.
When you spend most of your life stuck behind a computer, things like golf and girls become pretty important, you know? But they don't go real well with the glasses and pocket protector image my stockholders prefer. So
he pulls for you.
So basically, Cyrus gets girls for Kinnear. That doesn't strike me as a very believable connection.
You know why I like golf, Mr. Carter? Because the ball just keeps going away. Only sport where you hit that little sucker and it doesn't come back at you. I've got to want to go after it and get it. And when I get to it, I just knock it away again. See what I'm saying, Mr. Carter? Once I get rid of it, I never want to see it again.
Are we meant to find this intimidating? Because Alan Cumming does not do intimidating, especially in front of Sylvester Stallone.
He said his brother died the other night and now he's here. You get me? We are fucked! You asked me to get you online. I did that for you, fair trade. Then you start this porn thing. I don't even want to think what happens if he's already taken that thing to the police. And how do you get it anyway? You're supposed to go straight to the hard drive.
Good to see the remake is spelling out the plot for us, unlike the first one. Elsewhere, Gloria tells Carter that his niece, Doreen, played by Rachel Lee Cook, has gone missing.
Who are you?
What?
I just can't figure you out.
You know, it's not that big a deal, Gloria. Everything changes, I say. Why not me? I try to do something right. Once.
Oh, here we go again. Yet another example of an unsavory character being neutered into a good guy, and that's one of the major problems with this movie. One of the crucial things about the original Jack Carter was that he was a brutal thug. He didn't want redemption, he wanted brutal vengeance. By changing the motivation of the character, they've changed the point of the story for the worse. Carter spots Geraldine on the CCTV tape at the bar, so he goes to get her. But first he has to ask Eddie, who knew his brother and was at the funeral, to tell him where she is.
So, you done with me, man?
No, sit tight. I'll be right back.
After Geraldine tells Carter that his brother was going to run away with her, what happens? Nothing! The movie completely forgets about Eddie and moves to the next scene. Did he run away? Could you at least show that? But someone wants Carter to get on a plane back.
Here, take this. It's free. Alaska Airlines, first class.
And who do I have to thank?
I've been asked to make sure you get on that plane.
Whatever they're paying you, it ain't gonna be enough.
You know, these stylized effects are really out of place. Carter gets rid of the goons.
You got the ball? Come on. Put it down.
There is no dishonor in avoiding confrontation. When dealing with an armed man, the best course of action is to run.
Yeah, we're really postmodern down with the kids, dog. And so begins a car chase, and oh look, it's Christmas time again as they crash through some Christmas trees. Not a lot of people know this, but Stallone likes to celebrate Christmas by dousing the tree in petrol and lighting it on fire, and then they burn marshmallows into it. It's quite fun, actually. He catches up to the goon, and it turns out Brumby sent him, and he was instructed by Cyrus.
You wanna do this, huh? You wanna do this? Rabbit's out of the hat, Jack. Let's see if it jumps.
Pardon me?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're chasing your ass. Let me tell you something, Jack. You're gonna end up like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
Look, Mickey Rourke, just stop speaking. The stupid is pouring right out of your mouth. In the original, this led to Brumby's introduction, and it was an attempt to throw Carter off the scent. In the remake, it's a plot cul-de-sac for the sake of a car chase. Carter goes back to the hotel.
Uncle Jack.
I didn't think you were going to show up. Listen, Dorian, I'm having one of those year-long nights. I don't know if I'd be that much fun to be around. Maybe we ought to take a rain check on this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna brush you off even though you've disappeared for 2 days. But then Carter rightly changes his mind and takes her to a restaurant.
You drink coffee?
Yeah, I smoke too.
I don't know if that's worth bragging about, do you?
Oh, you smoke?
Well, I did, but I just recently quit.
Oh yeah, when?
Oh, I'd say about now.
Yep, he just quit smoking just like that. Who says Hollywood softened up old Carter, eh? Carter proceeds to bond with his niece, which again makes him a much softer person than in the original. Carter takes her home, but it's been attacked. And again, Carter is told to leave things alone. And then Doreen sneaks out to Carter's hotel room yet again. It's like the plot went nowhere for the last 10 minutes. Watching the footage again, Carter notices Geraldine handed his brother a CD. She shows up at his hotel, sent to take him to Caine. Well, what the hell did you think was going to happen? And why are you playing golf in a high-rise building surrounded by windows?
Oh, don't worry about Jimmy. He's more here for decoration. Hey, you want a cappuccino or something? He makes a really mean froth.
Use non-fat milk.
Is this meant to imply that he's gay, or is this a really stupid out-of-place gag? In fact, what is with this character? He's meant to be a Harvard graduate, but he acts like a 10-year-old on ADD. Why is he driving around a remote-controlled car?
Okay, awkward moment.
Trust me, Alan Cumming's whole appearance in this film is an awkward moment. Caine tells him that Cyrus was involved in his brother's death. Carter goes back to his brother's house and finds the disc in the cookie jar. It's a disc containing footage of Eddie, Geraldine and Doreen having sex. The director pulls out all the stops to show Carter's feelings. Flash cuts, judders, frames on top of each other, and my personal favourite, flips the camera 180. Symbolism! The original didn't need fancy editing to make its point. It had a brilliant piece of acting from Michael Caine as you saw him disintegrate. Stallone's performance in this scene is not even in the same league. But before the plot starts moving again, our annoying B-plot interrupts us. Dr. Cox comes to take Carter out in a lift.
Jack, what do you say, Jack? You pick me a winner today? Huh? Did you come up with a sure thing?
Wow, I didn't think they'd keep the original ending. Ballsy move. Oh wait, it's Carter imagining the scenario in his head, and he does it again. Enough with the directorial quirks. And, as you might expect, Carter beats the shit out of them and the plot continues like it never happened. In the original, at least part of the reason they were there was to stop Carter damaging the connection between Newcastle and London. This means when he attacks them later, it signals that he has crossed the line from which there is no going back. In the remake, this subplot has become an irritating and transparent excuse to add action scenes. Trust me, if you need to add action scenes, you're telling the story wrong. Carter talks to Doreen on the roof and Stallone goes all weepy.
Things happen to us, Dorian. You know, we make mistakes, we fall down, we get into trouble. It happens to everybody.
And sometimes we make... Stop or my mom will shoot! Okay, regardless of my little jab, this is one of the better scenes in the movie. This is partly because Rachel Lee Cook gives it a convincing vulnerability. It's also partly because the director stops with a bloody editing spasms for 2 minutes. Geraldine calls Carter.
Look, I didn't know she was Richie's daughter. When I found out who she was, I got the disc to Richie right away. I didn't know what he'd do with it. He went to them and he said he was taking the disc to the cops.
Why didn't he just call the cops? What did he think was going to happen if he told them first? Carter finds Geraldine dead, made to look like an overdose. Carter races to see Brumby.
Will you listen to me? I've been in it all my life, on both sides of the ocean. If you get mixed up in whatever it was your brother was into, you've got a pretty good chance of winding up exactly the same as he did. Revenge doesn't work.
Sure he does.
Oh, come on, you've missed the whole point of the story. Carter takes out Eddie, which happens off screen. This is clearly because if we saw his death on screen, like in the original movie, we wouldn't find Carter quite so much of a good guy. Oh, for Pete's sake, Dr. Cox, no one cares about your subplot. I thought you were dead. There are more important things at hand, thank you. And so we get our second tacked-on car chase, complete with inexplicable street yoga and Dr. Cox swearing. You cocksucker! And after about 5 minutes, Dr. Cox crashes, never to be seen in this movie again. Bye! Don't come back! Back with the main plot, Carter goes to Caine's party.
Sorry, Mr. Carter. You're not on the list.
Nobody likes the list guy.
That's what Get Carter was missing, stupid one-liners. Carter confronts Cyrus and gets into a fight that mostly consists of Carter getting punched in the face. You've got to give Stallone credit, he knows when to take a beating when he needs to, and frankly he deserves it. Of course, this is negated when Carter walks in 2 minutes later and pummels him to death, set to a rave. Somehow they've managed to make brutal violence unintentionally funny. Well done. Carter grabs Caine and takes him to the woods. Cue Alan Cumming again acting really annoying.
Mr. Carter, I swear to you! I swear to you! I didn't do anything! I didn't kill him, Mr. Carter! He said if I said anything, he would ruin me! And then you came along and... Please, Mr. Carter!
Please shoot him.
I'm gonna do something for you nobody ever did for me. I want to give you a second chance.
Oh, for heaven's sake! The original Carter would never have done this. If you were involved, there were no second chances. Period. We fade out. When we fade in, Carter is in a car park and catches Brumby trying to steal the CD. And boy does this look tacked on. Not only does it not fit in the story, but the continuity's gone as well. Carter's goatee is barely there and Caine's hair is much shorter than it was previously. Carter shoots Brumby in the back, shooting Michael Caine in the back. How fitting. Carter stops by the graveyard to say goodbye to Dory, and just to show he's a changed man, Carter shaved off his goatee. Symbolism! But what about that subplot in Vegas? Well, the movie ends with the implied hint that Carter's going to go get his girl. That's right, sequel bait for Get Carter. That's about as far away from the original ending as you can get. This remake was clearly made by people who didn't understand what Get Carter was about. Crucially, that revenge doesn't work, which it does in this movie! Stallone is miscast and the supporting cast don't really get enough to do. They've muddled the story by taming Carter and adding tacked-on action scenes that hinder the story rather than drive it forward. But worst of all is the direction. It's full of Michael Bay-style tricks, and the film's been edited to an inch of its life. Even if you haven't seen the original, it's still a dull, badly paced movie. And shame on Michael Caine for appearing on this piss stain in his legacy. He should have known better.
My name is Jack Carter. And you don't want to know me.
Damn straight. I'm Matthew Buck, beating down bad movies everywhere, and not a lot of people know that.